Hey you all, it's itsdreamyriri, and today we're going to be talking about OnlyFans agencies. I was on TikTok and I will put her TikTok name right here. I definitely recommend that you go and check out her video. Just like type in the search bar her name and then Tana's Angels. This content creator, OF model, commented on basically talking about OF agencies and specifically towards Tana Mojo's new agency, Tana's Angels. She basically called them pimps and said that they were trafficking young women into creating a OF, and it was very eye-opening. A lot of models are now coming forward talking about their experiences with these agencies. As a solo content creator and a smaller one, I had no idea. Not that I had any I've never really thought about going with the OF agency. I would always love the idea of someone posting my content, but having full rights to it and control over it, absolutely not. So I did the research so you didn't have to, and I took notes. And the first thing that I can tell you about when you go to YouTube, I have dog hair on my face. When you go to YouTube and you type in OF agencies, that's all you have to type in. The first thing that you will see pop up are a whole bunch of videos of men. Love that for us, right? These are men making videos and profiting off of OnlyFans models by running their accounts basically for them. They are, I don't want to even get ahead of myself, but I do think that it's very telling that the first thing that pops up are these men teaching essentially other men how to start an OF agency, and they refer to this as a OFM. Now, that is the first thing that I have noticed. The second thing, and I just wrote down a whole bunch of bullet points, I'm just going to read them off to you. I put targeting women who are already making money off OF. Now, they are not targeting women who are bringing in $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 off of OF monthly. They are targeting women who are maybe bringing in 1 to 3K, maybe a little bit more, you can be higher, but they are probably targeting women under $10,000 that are bringing in by themselves, which, by the way, is an accomplishment. Now, they will help her. Their model for this, their business model, is help advise her on what to create, when to post, and how to post. So they are basically saying, hey, we're going to do the marketing for you. You don't have to worry about it. We are going to not only schedule and post your content, but we are also going to respond to all of the messages, and we are going to advertise for you. The only thing that you have to really worry about is making the content. They refer to this very often as very simple. It's very simple to do, in which I put in quotations, so why would I need you? This is the next thing that really pisses me off. And if you are a new model in here who's thinking about going towards an agency, or you're Riri, I've been approached and they said that they could take me to this specific number and I'm thinking about doing it. I just want to encourage you that you can take yourself to that specific number. And honestly, not that I want to tell you to go watch these men's videos and give them views, but honestly, you could just watch their videos and do exactly what they're doing. As someone who is upping their marketing game, because I was just I know I'm putting in the hours, I know I'm putting in the streaming, I'm not putting in too much on the content, I need to work on it, but I do have quite a bit of OF content. I do make a decent amount of money on OF, but not enough people are seeing me. So I was I need to be marketing to help offset these streaming hours and like all the other work that I'm doing into it, because just like if the money's not coming in, 'cause not enough people are seeing me. Now, specifically, this man said he tends to go after women who are still starting out and not confident and craving support. Comparison is the thief of joy, okay? I don't think that you need to be comparing what you're doing to other models' content. That is their journey, their life. This is your journey, your life. So make sure that you are making content that is not only within your boundaries, because I did watch some videos about models' experiences. Now, this is interesting. If you type in OF agencies experiences, all you're gonna see are models telling you basically to beware of these type of stuff. Another woman or person's success in this industry does not define your success or your growth in it. So, and also there are times when obviously I can get in that mindset, but then like you can look at that model and be like, well, she's been in the game for like almost 10 years. Of course she's gonna have the success that she has. She's put in the hours, she's put in the time, she's put in the work, and you're just starting off. So that is like a whole nother conversation too, on how like in 2020 I feel like OF really popped off. I mean, a lot of people popped off. It wasn't even on OF. Like you can look at a lot of Twitch streamers whose platforms became very popular during 2020 when everyone was at home, and that happened with OF. I don't know if that type of dynamic will happen again, unless like we're in like a whole nother pandemic. I do think that OF models going viral the way that they did in 2020 is just, it's not, I don't think that's something to compare it to. Like we were in a pandemic, like globally things were just like completely unhinged in those moments, and people were at home watching a lot of streaming, watching a lot of porn. Okay, you can find success and market yourself in ways to allow you to really be seen in different ways, like of course like through social media, specifically TikTok, posting on Instagram, posting on Twitter, posting on YouTube, and just putting in the time and effort there. And also, most importantly, growing your audience naturally, because that is going to get into another thing about these men using bots and AI and Bumble swipe farming and pre-recorded TikTok streams. Like it's not genuine growth at the end of the day. You are just a number to these agencies, okay? Like especially if you're just starting off with someone who is smaller, they are still going to be taking at minimum 50% of what you're making, on top of the 20% that OF takes, on top of the 30% that you should be putting away for taxes in general. All of that, they're getting paid first before you, which by the way, you are the brand. So please keep that in mind. Now, after they have you locked into a contract, in which they will have you sign a contract, lock you into a contract, they will ask for all your content, they will own the rights to all your content, they will basically have all the login information to your personal like OF. And if you want to get out because you don't either want to be in the agency anymore, you want to stop doing sex work, they will sue you. Fuck these people. Fuck them. Sorry, I'm like coming on strong because this shit pisses me off, because this is a common thing within the adult industry of men coming in and profiting off of this taboo, stigmatized work, and also just profiting off of women just in general. Now, so after they lock you in with a contract, they advise for these men who are trying to start an OF agency that you have to start funneling your content, their content, the model's content. So they're saying basically push it out on social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. They are going to start advertising for you on top of also doing all the posting and the scheduling and everything on your OF. Once they have made enough money for themselves, because that's the purpose of this OF agency, is to take that 50% for themselves of your content, and they are going to reinvest that back into their OnlyFans agency business, and they are going to reach out to people specifically like all over the world, mostly in third world countries, where they may pay them $1 an hour to answer all of your messages. And this guy specifically, one of them, literally had a clickbait title for one of his videos, and I know it's about basically paying people a shit ass salary and wage in third world countries to answer your messages. He said the laziest way to make 10K off of your OFM agency. Specifically, one guy who, I feel like if you mention this in the video, you're probably doing it and you thought about it. And mind you, these are men that have all rights. You're now in a binding contract. They basically own your explicit content. He explicitly said, "I'm not in this business just to jerk myself off." I'm gonna leave that there. These men who are really, really making money, like bringing in a shit ton of money for these OF content, these OF models, they are basically, they have probably like 50 or 20 phones that they set up, and they will have you make content where they can use it to upload pre-recorded TikToks. And on these pre-recorded TikToks, they'll basically be bringing in viewers, and that's how they're gonna grow your TikTok quickly. Okay, they are advertising, I can get you 10 subscribers per minute onto your OF. And not only are they doing that, but they are also, and I didn't get paid too much close attention because I saw everything that I needed to see, but they basically have all these phones lined up and plugged in, and they are using bots, and they are using your content and your profile, and they have a Bumble for you, and they are constantly swiping all day for men on different accounts with your face and your content to drive them towards your OF. They are also doing that with TikTok and of course the pre-recorded lives, but they're also using these bots to go onto your account that they are helping you market for, let's say Instagram, Twitter, whatever, and they are having them like and engage with your content. This is not genuine content. You might as well have like bought your fans and your subscribers. I don't see this being successful long term unless you are someone who's already had a pretty solid fan base. Like, I just don't see how that could give you the longevity if you're someone who doesn't really have too much of a solid fan base, especially when it comes to them using bots and all of that. Now, with that being said, I went, of course, and listened to models' experiences that they've had. Now, this is some advice that I got from a woman. I don't remember, it was just like a really short clip, but I liked it. Make sure you're getting into this agency for you, because that's what this is about. At the end of the day, this is explicit content. You're becoming a sex worker. This is not fun and games. This is something that is going to stick with you, okay? You all know how I feel. I don't really take society that seriously. I have no regrets about becoming a sex worker and like making adult content. I don't have the type of mindset of where like if I move forward in the with my future that this is something that is going to hold me back. If an opportunity isn't meant for me, then it's just not meant for me, and I'm not going to trip over it. But at the end of the day, you will lose opportunities because of your past and having this type of content out there of you online. You will have people not want to be in your life anymore. I mentioned on one of my TikToks, I talked about this briefly, that this can be a lonely industry just because a lot of your friends may not, especially if you don't have like sex worker friends, people in the industry around you. A lot of your friends aren't going to really ask you too much about your work and what you do and about your life because it is a taboo subject. So will your family. Dating is hard. Not a lot of men are going to take you seriously just based on their own morals, and also like, you know, just them having porn brain and just seeing you as something to fuck. I'm just going to be real. I'm just going to be so for real. Like, they will not take you seriously. And if you are someone who is under the age of 25 wanting to start an OF, if you have the privilege and the support of family and you're in a good space and you're just like, oh, I just, like everyone's doing it, I think it would be cool. This is not like something to glamorize. I feel like, again, in 2020, with people popping off and like seeing the amount of income you could make from it, really glamorize it. A lot of sex workers out here are surviving sex workers. They are teachers who are not getting paid a livable wage. They are people who have a shit baby daddy and they can't support for their children and they need to be able to bring income in. And once you get into this industry, it is so hard to get out. So yes, she said, make sure you are getting into this agency for you, not because an agency has reached out to you and told you that they can, you know, take you to that next level. All right. No contracts. Do not sign any contracts. Do not get locked in. Never get in a situation where they could lock you out of your OF. Yes, they could lock you out of your shit. They own it. They own it. They can post it anywhere. And you won't have control over it because you signed a contract. So no contracts. They are using bots and AI. Again, ungenuine growth. Like, just keep it in your head, growing naturally, authentic content. You will find your tribe, you will find your community, you will find people who want to support you for you. You are the brand, you are the prize, you are the money girl. And also as well, like once you do get that following, like you aren't going to actually have that genuine connection with your fans if someone from a whole different country are the ones that are connecting and messaging with your fans. Like, you're gonna lose that connection with them. Like, they are subscribing and they are coming to your OF for you. And I'm not gonna lie, I think that is just from a personal, like, moral standpoint, I do think that is a scam. If you're advertising for your OF and be like, hey, yeah, come like sex with me, come talk to me, and it's not even you. At that point, like, why do you even want an OnlyFans? And I'm not trying to be judgy, but I am trying to challenge you. Like, why do you even want an OnlyFans if you're not going to even want to put in the work to create like a genuine fan base and community? So that's what I have for you all. If you have anything else you want to say, comment it down below. I'm open. Let's have an open conversation. If you have your experiences or your opinions, comment down below. If you're pissed off with me, let me know, girl, because I'm with you. If you're one of the loser ass men who have an OF agency, we don't want to hear from you. Bye.